These are the police Sur-Rons that have been brought in by the Met to combat mobile phone theft and watch theft around London. But I'm going to be teaching you how you can ride a Sur-Ron on the road, the rules and regulations in regards to these bikes, and the Met's tactics to bringing criminals down in the London area. So if you want to know more, keep watching. To know more about these police Sur-Rons, I'm going to introduce you to Sergeant Ryan Perry of MO7 Task Squad, is that right?
Task Force.
Fat bollocks. To know more about these bikes, I'm going to introduce you to Sergeant Ryan Perry of the MO7 Task Force, is that right?
Well done, Ben, you got it right.
Thank you, nice to meet you. Right, so, police Sur-Rons. Tell us first of all why people can't ride a Sur-Ron on the road and you can.
If you're of a certain age and you can hold a motorcycle licence, you can ride a Sur-Ron on the road, but you need to register it with the DVLA, you need to have insurance, you need to wear the correct clothing, including the crash helmet, and you can ride them. You know, there's a big misconception that the police have got them and the Joe public can't, but that's not the case. You can, if you've got the correct bits and pieces.
So it's simple as I can go to Honda, buy a motorcycle, not register it, ride it with no helmet on, that's the same rules and regulations, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Right, so basically, if you want one of these, you get one, you register it with DVLA, you put a number plate on, you make sure it's all compliant on the road, you get your CBT or your direct access, whatever you want to get, driving licence wise, you put an helmet on, you get insurance and you're fully covered to ride, is that correct?
You're absolutely right, Ben. It's
so
totally right.
For people that haven't got them, they are riding illegally. If a Sur-Ron is caught and it's got no documents, no number plate, and it's ridden illegally, what are the chances that the rider is going to get that bike back?
Incredibly slim.
So out of 100?
100.
Right, so if you're riding illegally, you're not going to get the bike back, is that correct?
Yeah.
So
it's
tell me...
it's going to get squashed.
Right, so tell me why the Met have brought these in then.
So these fill a gap and give us the capability to deal with the individuals that are using the Sur-Rons for criminal purposes.
Right.
The agility of these is fantastic, far superior to a traditional motorcycle due to the light weight, the manoeuvrability of the bikes. They're fantastic for that sort of criminality.
So against a BMW RT, which is a normal motorcycle that people see being ridden around by the police officers, against an RT, say if we went down some sort of slalom course, what's the difference between this and the BMW RT, weight-wise and obviously manoeuvrability-wise?
So the RT will wipe the floor of these bikes on the straight roads, give it an agility course, some cones, lay them out, and this is going to wipe the floor of the RT.
Right.
It will get away easily. And if you take like London, for example, like the West End, it's very congested, heavy with traffic. You've got cars, buses, lorries, all sorts of stuff. These are fantastic for getting about in those sort of environments.
How bad is street crime at the moment in London with people using Sur-Rons and illegal motorcycles?
It's a daily occurrence, and that's something that we hope to address by bringing these to our fleet.
And what is it? Is it mobile phone theft? Is it watch theft? Is it street robbery? What's the main thing?
You've hit the nail on the head, Ben. It's literally everything. So yeah, they're looking at theft from motor vehicles, they're looking at street robberies, they're looking at phone snatches. They're using them for everything, any type of sort of acquisitive crime.
Right, so take me around the bike anyway. Tell me about what it's like, because I don't know anything about these bikes. I know they're electric, but that's it.
It's an Ultra B. It's the middle of the three models that Sur-Ron produce. It's purely electric powered. It's got a massive battery. It weighs about 30 kilograms. It's capable of top speed of about 60 miles an hour. But the real benefit of these bikes is the low down speed, so the acceleration from a start and in-gear acceleration. It doesn't have any gears, having said that. The brakes are positioned on the handlebars, unlike a traditional bike, which is partly where the confusion comes in between, is this a pedal cycle or is it a motorcycle?
Right.
It is a motorcycle,
right,
100%.
So that's what I'm going to ask you then. So, rules and regulations on bikes, because I've seen a lot of people on mountain bikes that are flying at 40 miles an hour plus. What is classed as an electric bike, so to speak? I'm a novice, I don't know anything. Obviously, I was a traffic cop, but that's years ago now. I want to go down to my local bike shop, buy an electric motorbike, electric push bike. It goes at a certain speed. I get someone to modify that, and it goes too fast. What's the difference? What's the regulations?
So,
what's the do's and don'ts?
As soon as you buy a legal electrically assisted pedal bike, and you upgrade it, you convert it, you add extra power to the battery, you adapt it in some form to make it more powerful, you put that into a motorcycle category or motor vehicle category, and in that case, at that situation, you need the insurance, you need to have a motorcycle license, it needs to be registered, and if you don't do that, then we'll take the bike off you, it will be squashed, and you'll get penalised for it.
So in regards to doing a mountain bike then and altering the power of the mountain bike, is it because it goes higher performance for like kilowatts or wattage and that sort of thing, and then it falls into motorcycle categories?
Yeah.
Is that the reason why?
That's right, yeah.
Right. So in regards to this then, can you pursue on these?
Absolutely.
Right. Can you take people off on these?
You can.
Right. Do those people need to be wearing helmets?
Absolutely not.
Right. You've been told if you're on a Sur-Ron and the police get behind you, you do not have to be wearing a helmet, and that's from the task force as well, isn't it? That's your job. Your job is especially to go around on these vehicles and get the people making the bad decisions, committing the crime.
Totally.
Has it got cameras on or anything like that?
So the camera is worn by the rider on their chest, and that's activated during all pursuits that we have.
So the pursuits are fully recorded as well then?
Yeah, that's
right. And is that for evidence?
It is, yeah.
Right, okay.
And that can be replayed in court to show the standard of their riding, the risks and dangers that they present to the public. But this bike is equipped with, it's got a radio which we can select different channels, so as a matter of course when we're engaged in a pursuit we have to change to our pursuit channel,
yeah,
which we're capable of doing on here. We have the back-to-back channel which we normally operate on, where we communicate with our colleagues, with our T-Pack cars, with our traditional motorcycles that we've also worked with, and also local borough units that we're in partnership with. In terms of the bike itself, as you can clearly see, it's fitted with blue lights. It does have a siren, it's quite loud, but otherwise it's a standard Ultra B.
Right. So I'm not going to ask you if it's been remapped, chipped, high performance, if you've done anything to the engine to make it faster.
Ben, I'm obviously not going to tell you that. That remains a little secret between me and Fleet Services.
Right. So when you go out as a team, you go out as a pack, and
Yeah.
you go hunting, is that correct?
Yeah.
Roughly how many vehicles go out with you? How many officers have you got with you?
We've generally got 3 or 4 cars out. I'll always put one of these out with a traditional bike, so we've got an ability to target a spectrum of vehicles. These are brilliant for your pedal bikes, your electrically assisted bikes, your e-scooters and your Sur-Rons, and even the lower powered mopeds.
Yeah. We've just done a test basically, haven't we, in regards to the Sur-Ron, this police Sur-Ron, a police marked RT motorcycle and a criminal Sur-Ron by authorised riders. We're in a static area, so you might think we're on major roads, but we're at Gravesend out where this is the police training centre. It looks like it's some sort of Hollywood set, but it's not. It's actually where you all learn certain tactics, right training and that firearms training, that sort of thing. So we've done it around here. So the videos we've just seen, I'm absolutely amazed. First of all, the power of this compared to the normal Sur-Rons, because we're leaving them for dead. And then the manoeuvrability of the Sur-Ron versus the RT, and then this versus the Sur-Ron. They're massively fields apart, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, you can see from what we've done this morning how much needed these were.
Yeah.
You know, the RT itself, great bike for your fast roads, your motorways, etc. But when it comes to your congested roads, your tight roads, your short, narrow roads, and then throw in some parked vehicles and pedestrians as well, you can't take an RT into central London. These, on the other hand, are fantastic. You know, you can get through small gaps. They're as nippy as you like, and they're definitely a tool going forward that I think the police need. So
I'm the commissioner now, and if he's watching, right, boss, you get carte blanche now. I can write you a cheque. What do you want to do about these Sur-Rons? What's your plan? What would you like to be given more of? How can it be better for you to do the job you're doing?
I'd like to see every borough having a fleet of Sur-Rons. Doesn't need to be many, but 2 or 3 that they can use, and then they can actually go out and deal with the problems themselves. They are fantastic. They meet the green criteria. They charge from flat to 100% in about 4 hours. It's a 3-pin plug, so there's no special equipment that you need.
So you can do it at home in theory?
Absolutely, yeah. You can take the battery, you can leave the bike in the garage or the shed, take the battery out, take it into your house, plug it into a normal plug socket. 4 hours later, it will be fully charged. So in that respect, I think it costs about 2p a mile,
right?
Depending on your energy supplier.
So one of the things I put out is a clip that we're out with filming with you yesterday, and the amount of response I got from members of the public saying they're only kids having fun, they're not doing anything wrong, let them have fun and this sort of thing. What parents need to do is, if you're looking at buying something like this for your child, is take responsibility, because unless you're using one off-road, which is very, very rare, especially in the City of London, the parents that buy the kids these have got a responsibility, first of all, to make sure they're not ridden on roads. And then anyone who's buying these, you need to decide where you're going to be riding it, because again, you've got to find somewhere that's private or authorised, but you need to have a big think and take responsibility for your own actions, because we know that we're in a world at the moment where people don't take responsibility for their own actions. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always police's fault. I never got told about insurance. I never got told about licence. But people are eager to pass the blame onto someone else and never take responsibility.
That's correct. You know, to ride these off-road, you need the landowner's permission. You know, if you're not gaining that permission, then you shouldn't be riding on that land. And conversely, if you're going to ride them on the street, we've already discussed about, you know, the requirements of having an insurance, having a licence, wearing a crash helmet. And as a parent, you know, I wouldn't be buying my kids these.
No,
absolutely
I wouldn't
not.
either.
You know, they're in the wrong hands, they're lethal. You know, the power of them, the speed that you can get up to. Most of the people that we see that are involved in that criminality aren't wearing crash helmets. They come off, whack their head.
Yeah.
It's only one thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you know, that would be tragic, absolutely tragic. You know, because no kid should lose his life in that. You know, but the responsibility should be with the parents.
Yeah.
If the parents know that they've got these bikes, they shouldn't be letting them out on them.
I think the biggest danger for is, I've just seen you do mock pursuits up and down here, but it's the noise. They don't make any sound at all. And with the speed you were coming down here, if you'd have hit a member of the public, I don't mean you being a bobby, I mean the criminal bike, if it had hit a member of the public, it'd have taken them out. And people don't
seen that. We've seen it. Yeah, we've got footage of it. Yeah, and they don't care about the public. Yeah, all they want to do is get away from the police, or you know, if they've committed an offence, they want to get away from the area because they know the police will be converging on that area.
So, what's your thoughts on normal Sur-Rons then now? If you can end it in a few key professional words, but using it as Ryan rather than Sergeant. Because I hate everything off-road. I mean, yeah, there's a place for it off-road, motocross tracks, trials tracks, anything like that. But we have a massive thing in Bradford. We have a massive thing with criminality, riding off-road bikes, and I just think all of them should be taken straight off. Should be an instant disqualification for 12 months, £1,000 fine at bike crushing, you never get it back. But that's my personal opinion. What's yours?
So, the UK's got one authorised distributor for Sur-Rons. Okay, and
is it just one?
Just one. Okay.
Naughty boy.
And they sell through a dealer network, okay, and those dealer networks have to be bricks and mortar established, so like your Honda dealerships, etc. That you see. The black market is where we're seeing all the individuals that are using them for criminality. They're getting them from the black market, and these are unscrupulous dealers that operate out of their shed, their living room, for example. And they will get the Sur-Rons. They buy the Sur-Rons from China. They'll import them. They probably won't pay VAT, duty, import tax, etc. And then they'll sell them cheaper because they're not paying the tax to any individuals. Whether you're a 10-year-old, 15-year-old, and that's where the problem lies.
Yeah.
Knuckle down on that, and we wouldn't see them on the street unless they were ridden by the likes of you or me.
So these are the police Sur-Rons owned by the Met. They are out there on the roads. They are cutting down on illegal vehicles, people doing knife crime, watch snatching and phone snatching. So if you're in London, look out for these, give him support, and thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe and follow for more, and we'll see you next time.